After I got pregnant, my husband, a notorious playboy, utterly transformed. He not only cut off all his flirtations but also showered me with affection. Until one day before my due date, I accidentally overheard him talking to his buddy, Jake. Marcus, that young woman you've been sponsoring, is she still bothering you? She's younger and prettier than your wife. Don't you feel anything for her? Marcus scoffed, a sneer twisting his face. What is she? She's not even fit to shine my wife's shoes. I'm just doing something good to earn some good karma for my wife. The sooner she's gone, the better. A wave of sweetness swelled in my heart. I thought I'd finally found true happiness. But who would have thought? The very next day, as I was on my way to the hospital, that girl drove her car straight into us. She held a terminal diagnosis in her hand, tears streaming down her face, unable to stop them. Marcus, I don't have much time left. If you won't have me, are you forcing me to die to finally feel at peace? I was already bleeding, kneeling in the car, begging Marcus to rush me to the hospital, but he ruthlessly kicked me away and locked the car doors. Get out. If Vanessa gets hurt, neither you nor the baby in your belly will live. I was trapped in the car for an entire day and night. By the time someone found me and pulled me out, my baby's heartbeat was gone. At my lowest, Marcus actually called. Let's get divorced first. Vanessa's condition can't wait. I need to take her abroad for treatment as her husband. Tears streaming down my face, I agreed to his demand. I clutched my baby's ashes and left that heartbreaking place. 5 years later, I was living in a remote fishing village, scavenging for junk to survive. I never expected to see Marcus again. His gaze fell on my 3-year-old daughter in my arms, and his eyes actually reddened. Didn't I tell you to wait for me at home? And what do? You're out here picking up trash with my daughter. Look how thin she is. Are you even fit to be a mother? A 5-year-old kid is so thin. Aurora Hayes, how exactly do you take care of her as a mother? I thought you were so principled, not contacting me for 5 years. Turns out you're just out here picking up trash with the kid, huh? Don't tell me you knew I was coming for an inspection today and decided to put on this show for me? My little daughter was in my arms, and my mind went blank, being yelled at by the man who'd suddenly appeared. It took me a while to realize who he was. It was Marcus Sterling, my ex-husband from 5 years ago, and the woman clinging to his arm, dressed in designer clothes, was none other than Vanessa Bell, the young woman he'd sponsored back then. Seeing them so intimate, I instinctively hugged my daughter tighter. My mind spun, memories dragging me back 5 years. Back then, I'd just gotten pregnant. Marcus, who was always cold and distant, suddenly started sponsoring a high school girl from an orphanage and even let her move into our home. The first time I saw Vanessa, pale and in worn-out clothes, my heart softened. Even with my baby bump, I cooked her nutritious meals. I'd stay up late, helping her with her studies, tutoring her often. Under my care, Vanessa brightened up significantly, smiling more often. Her grades skyrocketed from last in class to first in her grade, and she eventually got into a prestigious university. But I never imagined that the first thing she'd do after turning 18 was to hook up with Marcus, betraying me. Seeing that I hadn't spoken, Marcus's eyes fell on my daughter. His brows furrowed, and he said with clear dissatisfaction, "Why is it a girl? My mother has been hoping for a grandson for years, and she was already unhappy with you. Now you have another daughter? How am I supposed to explain this to her?" Only then did I realize he thought the child in my arms was his. I couldn't help but let out a cold laugh. He had the nerve to bring that up? That child, our child, had died 5 years ago, suffocated to death inside me. And the one responsible for the baby's death was him, the biological father. Anger churned in my chest. I took a deep breath and stepped back, hugging my daughter tightly. "You're mistaken. This child isn't yours." My clarification was cut short. Vanessa suddenly interrupted me, shaking Marcus's arm as she purred, "Marcus, I can give you children. My illness is long gone. I can have as many as you want." Marcus affectionately pinched her nose, smiling. "You've just recovered, sweetheart. I can't bear for you to go through that right now. You just need to be my little princess." Then, he turned to me, looking utterly disdainful. "Aurora Hayes, for the past 5 years, Vanessa has suffered so much abroad, endured so much pain. And you? All you know is to compete with her, throwing tantrums all day, not even a single word of comfort. Someone as cold and heartless as you truly doesn't deserve her kindness." I rolled my eyes at his words, completely speechless. For the past 5 years, my email had been flooded with photos and videos Vanessa sent from all over the world. In those pictures, she looked rosy-cheeked and full of life. Where was the sick patient? I had no interest in saying more. I picked up the garbage tongs beside me and waved them in front of him. This gesture instantly scared Vanessa, and she started crying. Marcus looked me up and down, pinching his nose and frowning as he took a step back. "Look at you now, a complete mess. You reek of garbage. What's the difference between you and a homeless person? So you pretended to be dignified for 5 years? In the end, you still came crawling back to me, didn't you? Don't think bringing a child here will make me take you back or start over. We ended things the moment you impulsively blocked me." My daughter in my arms was startled by his tone and burst into tears. Marcus's expression softened slightly, and he reached out to her. "Shoo, don't cry, sweetie. Daddy will take you home. Don't stay with this crazy woman." What he got in return was Lily's even more heartbroken scream. "I don't want you to hug me. You're not fit to be my daddy. You're a meanie who bullies mommy. I hate you the most." Publicly humiliated, Marcus's face instantly darkened. He glared at me and said coldly, "Is this how you raise her? She has no manners whatsoever. I lived with you for 5 years. No wonder you're full of flaws. My family won't acknowledge such an ill-mannered child. Don't show your face to me again until you've sorted yourself out. No one can tolerate someone speaking ill of their child like that." I clenched my fists and spoke coldly, "You're wrong. This isn't your daughter. She has nothing to do with you." Marcus froze for a moment. Then he scoffed, completely uncaring. "Aurora Hayes, always so quick with your words, aren't you? I hate that fake innocent act of yours. It's disgusting, still pretending at a time like this? If you don't get down on your knees and beg me, then just get lost and spare me the sight of you." With that, he pulled a few bills from his pocket and slapped them against my face. "Look at how poor you two look. Take this and buy yourselves some decent clothes. Don't go around embarrassing yourselves." Then, he put his arm around Vanessa and walked away. I looked down at my old, orange work uniform and couldn't help but curse his ancestors in my mind. Marcus, of course, had no idea that the t-shirt I was wearing underneath was a limited edition design by world-renowned designer Krina, priced at a staggering $150,000. My daughter's cartoon jacket was also a high-end luxury brand. As for me, I had remarried 4 years ago and had another child. How could I ever go back to the past? My special ringtone rang. I collected myself and answered. A gentle, deep voice came from the other end. "My dearest wife, you must be tired from your business trip. I've arranged the lounge for you. Take the baby in and get some good rest. I really want to see you right now. I'll come over right after my meeting this afternoon." My usually reserved husband was actually whining like a big kid, and my heart warmed. After hanging up, I led my daughter to the lounge door. From inside, I heard faint, intimate sounds of heavy breathing. Pushing the door open, I saw Marcus and Vanessa entangled on the sofa, in a very intimate embrace. I quickly covered my daughter's eyes and ears. Marcus angrily picked up a nearby water glass and threw it at me. "Get out. Who let you in? Is this a place for a beggar like you?" The glass hit my forehead, and the pain made my vision swim. Before I could even recover, several project managers rushed in, politely apologizing to Marcus. "We're truly sorry, Mr. Sterling. We were negligent. We'll take her out immediately." Furious, I shook off the person holding me and shouted, "This is my lounge. What right do you have to kick me out?" The scene fell into a sudden silence. Then, a few people started laughing. Seeing they didn't believe me, I was about to pull out my phone to prove myself, but Marcus rushed over, snatched my phone, and violently smashed it on the floor. The screen shattered into several pieces. Before I could speak, he sneered coldly, "Have you been dreaming for too long? Is your mind not clear? This lounge is exclusively for Caleb Hayes, one of the wealthiest men in the country. Even I can only sit here to discuss business. Who do you think you are, spouting such nonsense? You've gone this far to seduce me. You really have no shame." A few stout middle-aged men eyed me with strange looks. "Mr. Sterling, who is this woman?" Marcus chuckled coldly, casually saying, "Don't know her. But looking at her, she's probably selling herself, isn't she?" Vanessa leaned against him, giggling, her fingers tracing circles on his chest. "Marcus, you're so mean to my sister." After hearing Marcus ruthlessly humiliate me, the project managers' faces immediately twisted with disgust. A barrage of nasty comments followed. "This kind of woman actually dares to come here and seduce Mr. Sterling, and with a child. She has no shame. Be careful not to catch anything. With your pathetic appearance, you can't do anything else. You might as well go beg for food. We've seen plenty of women like you. They're full of tricks, willing to do anything for money. If Mr. Sterling doesn't want her, you can give her to me to play with. I haven't seen a piece of trash like this in ages." I kept my daughter tightly hugged, not letting her hear those vulgar words. "Don't go too far. There's a child here." But it still scared Lily. The little girl cried out. Marcus seemed to think it had gone a bit too far. His face darkened, and he roared, "Who told you to talk like that? Are you looking to die?" The men exchanged glances and quickly shut up. I ignored him, focusing on comforting my daughter in my arms. Just as I finally managed to calm her down, I looked up and saw Marcus staring at me thoughtfully, a hint of complexity in his eyes. He seemed about to say something, but Vanessa spoke first, putting on a generous and gentle facade. "Sister Aurora, it must have been hard for you raising a child alone all these years. My body is still recovering, and I just happen to need a nanny. Why don't you come and take care of me? I'll pay you $2,500 a month. It's much better than picking up trash outside." As soon as she finished speaking, Marcus pulled her close and kissed her deeply on the lips. "Vanessa, you're so considerate. You really break my heart." Vanessa blushed and buried her head in his chest. Watching them being so sickeningly sweet, I felt goosebumps all over my body. Suppressing my disgust, I refused. "Thank you for your kind offer, but I really like my current job." With that, I ignored Marcus's grim face, hugged my daughter, and walked straight out. These two lunatics. If I can't deal with them, I can at least avoid them, right? Behind me, I heard the sound of things smashing, mixed with Marcus's furious roar. "Aurora Hayes, are you really that useless? You're still a complete failure, aren't you? And you still think you can remarry me? No way." I slammed the door shut.